tickets, specifically the number of tickets sold. After that, I keep reading, and I see that chips and candy were also sold for 75 cents each. I could do CH for chips and CA for candy, but since they're both the same price, I'm just going to use one variable and then add those two costs together when we do our equation. So I'm going to use C to represent, and you should be writing, the number of chips and candy sold. I keep reading and I see that 300 people attended the event. I can say that 300 people attended. If we want to use people to represent P, we can. 55 bags of chips and 80 pieces of candy were sold. So we have 55 chips, 80 pieces of candy. Someone raise your hand and tell me, up here, we were identifying the variables, which is that step that I said we needed to do. What am I doing here? Think about your evidence-based writing we've been working on. What am I doing there? I see 3 hands. I'll wait. Y'all think. 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 more, and I'll give somebody the opportunity. Y'all think. What are we doing there? Because we're no longer writing variables. Got 1 more? Waiting on 1. I see ya. Joquan, tell me, what am I doing there? So I said we could have this variable. We don't have to have it. What are we doing?
We're taking information that will help us solve the problem.
Yeah, we have to write down the important information in order to solve the problem. Jeffrey, you have something to add?
It says 319 people.
319, thank you. So what I can do, I'll change this as soon as we get through it. Your paper that Jeffrey read actually does say 319. I changed it at the last minute. Thank you. So I'm going to change that to 319. And I want you all to change that on your sheet also. That's an error in mine. Thank you, Jeffrey, for double checking that. So now, when we write our equation, the question is how much money was raised? I need one more variable to represent the amount of money raised or the total amount of money. I'm going to use M just to represent the money raised. And whenever we calculate values, it's always the price times the amount. So if we're looking for the money raised, we'd write the equation first with our variables. Money is equal to, well, we're getting money from ticket prices and from the sales of concessions, these chips and candy. So we would have the cost of our ticket sold. Our cost of our ticket sold is what?
$5.
$5. And then the number of tickets sold is our variable. So we're going to write 5T. We add that to the cost of whatever concessions or food that were sold. How much was sold, or how much money would it cost to buy those things, Alfonso? If we were purchasing chips or candy, how much would it cost? 75 cents. So the price of it times the amount, C is going to represent that amount, and that's our equation. We could find any amount based on how many people came, how many tickets were sold, or the things that were purchased for consumption. So we have that M is equal to 5 times, now that we have the right number, thanks to Jeffrey. Akila, what would we plug in for T, the number of tickets sold? 319 is our T value, plus 75 cents is the amount of the chips and the candy that was sold. Amari, what number would we plug in total to represent C?
55.
55 represents our chips. We said that C is going to represent chips and candy. So think again, what number would represent our total? You might have to add it.
125.
125 is almost there. We have 55 plus what number, Amari?
80.
80. Tell me what to do.
Oh, you add the 5 and
Uh-huh. And we have, excellent.
Oh, then you add the 8 and the 5, which is 13.
Good. So what's our total? Not 125, but
135.
135. What I need you all to do individually is to multiply these numbers. 5 times 319, do that on your paper, plus 75 hundredths, or 0.75 times 135. When you have that multiplied, add them together to give me the total amount of money that was raised. Hold your thumb up once you have that final solution. All right, so this is great. It's on the do it now side of your paper, where you're supposed to be completing that. Excellent. Good. And then this is our solution. Good. Excellent, Evan. Captain, I'll be right there. Keep working. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Janae. Yes, ma'am.
Do you want us to add all of it together, like how much everything?
What does the equation say we're doing?
Adding, multiplying, I don't know.
We're multiplying, and after we multiply, what do we do? After you multiply, what do you do? So are we adding them all together? Yep, good job. Check that. Yep, check that value. Yeah, check it. I'm sorry. Look back, check your work. Go back and do your multiplication. And then after you have the right multiplication, add the right values together. Thumbs up if you're done. We've got 10 done. I'll give you about 30 to 45 more seconds to finish if you're not done already. You've got 5. All right, I'll go. Y'all track the board. When you multiplied 5 times 319, you should have gotten a solution of 1,595. If you did thumb up. Again, if you did thumb up. Thank you. After that, when we multiply, and the decimal is what we've been working on, when we multiply that, we're going to have a total of $101.25. Our final cost, all of the money that we were able to raise, Catherine was asking about this, so we add them together to get the final. We have to, because if it's a fundraiser and we sell tickets and then we also purchase chips and things like that, all of that's going to give us our final total of $1,696.25. Who remembers, raise your hand, the last thing that I asked you to do in order to complete this assignment? I've got 4 with good memories, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Travion, what's the last thing we have to do?
Round to the nearest hundred.
We are rounding when we find our solution, but in our steps that we're doing for today's activity, what was the final thing that I wanted you to do? Do you remember? If you don't, call on a teammate.
Answer the question in complete sentence.
Please do that right now. Answer the question. Knowing that this is our final value, what is the answer to the question? Demetrius, will you read out what you're writing or what you had planned to write?
The fundraiser raised a total of $1,696.
Excellent. So I heard the number, but the beginning of your sentence was low. Say it one more time.
The fundraiser raised $1,696.25.
Right. So y'all know yesterday this fundraiser actually took place. I don't know how much money was actually accumulated or brought in, but I do know that some of your teammates had a very, very good time. I went to go see them, and so these are our dancers that actually performed at that fundraiser. As you all look at that, if you will, when I call your name, please go pick up a grab bag. Once your group has your grab bag, you will begin immediately. Angel, Akila, Anna, Alfonso, Ibn, Janae, Josiah, Makai. Quickly. I'll give you 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You should be seated in 1, 0. All right. What I want you to do right now is randomly select a slip from your grab bag. So one teammate do that. After you have done that, read the prompt loud enough for your entire group to hear, but not everybody else. I'll wait. We've got people talking along with me. Then you're going to brainstorm. As we did, finally you will write and solve the equation. Y'all work.
Bought 3 bags of chocolate candy for $1.25 each and 3 bags of gummy bears for $2 each. How much did she spend in all? So we need an equation. So we need an equation.
Oh my god, it was good.
Find our variables first.
This is what we got. All you gotta do is multiply
Oh, we got to it.
3 by 125 and then multiply.
Did you do all of the steps in 10 seconds, or did you get a final answer in 10 seconds?
No, $2. 2.00. And then
So it'll be C. So it'll be C times 125. 125 plus G, which equals gummy bears, times $2, which will equal how much money? Yeah.
y'all gotta put that in numbers.
It's $45.
Where should your work be, Alfonso? Yep, that's your final solution. Nope, it says backspace. Good.
You gotta erase that.
I know, about to.
What did y'all come up with as variables?
$45. 20% gravity. We're using G for the pay.
Yeah.
They split the bill.
Yes.
So you should be writing all that down. Yep.
No. So let's multiply. That's like it's
Gentlemen, this looks so
3
good.
bags times 3.
Good. Good. Can I? Oh, are y'all working on number 1? Good.
That's
Keep going.
$4.75.
Okay, but I want you to focus right now. Keep working. Go on a time limit.
And that's $6.
You're still giving money.
We're gonna add 0.45 plus 0.4. That should give us 20% of our 20% of what we paid.
That means it's 45 cents when it's $45 because you can't add like 45 cents to 20 cents.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Where did y'all get 45 cents from?
Oh, we was
Lining our decimals up with 0.20 because 20% of our bill is what we added.
so we feel like it's 0.45.
But that's 45 cents.
So I understand you're talking about percentages. When we have a percent in an equation, can we use just the flat percent that's there? What do we have to do first?
Change it to
Let
decimal.
me let Alfonso answer. Okay, did you all change it to a decimal?
Yes,
You
0.20.
did. I don't see what you did. After you change it to a decimal, what must you do?
20%
Add 45.
Why would we add it?
divided by 2.
Because we're adding 20% of our bill.
So you all are going to add the tax amount to the bill, but you don't have the tax amount, you have the tax
Percentage.
percent. How do we find the tax amount? Yes, I did. What is it?
I'm trying to think.
I'm going to tell you. When you have a total, when you have a percent, it's a percentage of that total. What does of mean in terms of operations?
20% added into that.
If I say decrease, that means what? So if I say of, what is that?
A part of that bill.
Okay, y'all write down the term of right here, anywhere on your paper, because y'all need to read this. Of means multiply. So in order to find the tax amount, use that tax percentage to multiply it by what number? 45. That's what you need to do first. And then get your tax.
$9.
I can see how you erased it. I can see it didn't look down. What happens? Keep your word. Keep your word. Keep your word. Keep your word exactly how it is.
Number 2.
29. Oh wait, no, 20. Oh, I put 29.
Add your tax amount.
That's gonna be $54, so we gotta divide by 50.
2t.
So
What we do? Multiply that.
because that's the amount of.
Now and then we're gonna put equal.
Minus 26 equals.
Yeah. Go.
Amen.
Waiting on one. Ooh, not anymore. Thank you. Y'all give me your attention real quick. Pencils should be down. 2 things I've seen as discrepancies or misunderstandings as I've rotated. First thing, when we are multiplying our tax percentage by the amount, of needs to be our keyword to tell us to multiply. So if you have 20% of 45, you're multiplying there. Second thing, if you're multiplying decimals, what must you do after you add those 2 lines that you get? Sinabu? Move the decimal in which direction? And how do you know, Randall, how many to move it?
Spaces, like numbers.
Be loud.
Numbers and spaces, like spaces behind the number.
Yeah, that's almost there. I'm going to ask Valeria to be more specific. How do we know?
You count the numbers behind the decimal.
You have to count the numbers behind the decimal place. So one of the problems that you all are working on out of your grab bag, you have $45 and it says 25% of. UVA, thank you. What does percent of mean? Multiply. So we're going to multiply. Some of you wrote 20. Raise your hand and tell me why that's wrong. Why is that wrong? Angel.
That's wrong because we didn't simplify it to a decimal.
We don't necessarily simplify it. There's a different math term there. We're not simplifying that percent to a decimal. What's it called?
Oh. Convert.
We're converting it to a decimal. So our decimal place is here as a percent. We have to move it over in our minds 2 places to the right because we're multiplying by 100. So that would give us 20 hundredths as a decimal. So we're going to multiply $45 times 20 hundredths and get a final solution of what, Janae? Yep. So when you multiply this, you're going to have 2 terms that you're adding. At the bottom, you have $9. Sorry, that's getting a little sloppy. Y'all continue to work. When your group is done with the grab bag problems, raise your thumb up. I'll wait. 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me.
1, 2, all eyes on you.
Y'all know I don't speak that loud, but I need you to wait until instructions are over to continue working. So when your group is done, you'll raise your thumb up. I will come to your group, check and make sure that all of your solutions are right, and that means you also have, I'll wait. Complete sentences written, then I will move you on to our final activity before our exit ticket. Y'all continue working.
$1.25 with 3 bags. The number 1.
When we read out the problem, It said number 3. So your chart is labeled numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. Where should you have written that in? At 3. So since you've written it somewhere else, what number does this correspond to? 3. So you can just change that to a 3. And then change this so that I'll know when I'm checking that you did them in out of order. Okay. Yeah, y'all just be more mindful moving forward. You can draw, but I still need to see the number because it might not be clear. Yeah, y'all are doing great work though. If that's the biggest of our issues, that's easy to fix. All right, I'll make this into a competition. Let's see, first 3 groups done.
If you add 125 plus 125, that's 250. You forgot to multiplication because 3 times C plus 3 times G. 250 plus 175. It's 375. Yeah, and I did. And then you work out this, you work out that. Wait, they just, because this plus, we don't have a decimal location. That's why I decided to add this 3 times. I mean, 175 times.
Just change it. All right, gentlemen.